Hello, welcome. This is Lexi over at the Podunk Paper File, and today I wanted to show you how to make a soft cover journal out of fabric and an old, like a magazine that I got in the junk mail. And it's just got one signature in it, and I just thought I would show you how I made this little journal. And the reason I have this binder clip on here is because I want it to train the pages to stay shut. So I'll probably leave it like that for a couple days. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put a book on it or something. But okay, so for starters, I got everything ready this time. So I took this magazine I got in the junk mail. It's got 6 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And honestly, I just split it in half. I opened the book right to the middle, split it in half so that I could just use the other 6 pages for the other book I just showed you. And the first thing I want to do is glue these pages together so that they don't slip and slide everywhere when I'm trying to just get everything where I want it to be. So it doesn't take a lot here. Just put a little glue down, line up your papers, and stick it. Pretty hardcore stuff, I know. Now if your pages don't line up like exactly perfect, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be just fine. I'm not too worried about it. Obviously it would be ideal if it was perfect, but that's okay. So how is everybody? I had a pretty good day today. Took my son to daycare, or sorry, I always say daycare, but it's preschool, and got a couple hours to myself. And during that time, I did some coffee dyeing and Kool-Aid dyeings of some printer paper, and it turned out super cute. Like so cute, and that was so much fun. And then I went and picked him up and hung out with him for a little bit, and he cut his hair. He gave himself a haircut yesterday, so I had to take him to the salon and get his hair fixed. 5 years. I made it 5 years before he cut his own hair. That's pretty good. So, all right. So this is just 6 magazine pages. I'm only gluing them together just so that they don't do the runaround on me. And I don't want them slipping all over the place. If they were stapled together, that might work if you wanted to like fold it in half and staple it. I'm going to show you the no-sew method, but I'll probably go back to my machine later on and maybe do some stitching. I don't know, but I want to show you how you can put it together without a sewing machine first. And glue. Scotch Create. That's what I'm using. Let's go this way. I just ate dinner. I haven't eaten much today, so I'm really shaky, and hopefully my shakes will go away so you guys don't have to watch me go like that. All right, so the next thing that I did was I picked out a piece of fabric. I got a fat quarter bundle forever ago from, I don't really know where I got it from. This is the fabric I'm using today, and it is from rjrfabrics.com. And it looks like it's called Rhapsody in Bloom. Not entirely sure, but pretty much any fabric will work here. Like any fabric you want to use. This is 100% cotton, but it's just because this is what I have. I'm pulling out what I have. Okay, and then just going to put a bit of glue. Yes, my Scotch Create. And I'm going, oh, hang on, we got a big old clump right there. Now I'm just gonna put this down. Oh geez, my phone. Low battery. Well, you know what? You have a low battery. Okay. Better? Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay, putting this down. So what I'm going for here is I'm gonna make it so that there is an inch of, or like half an inch to an inch of overhang on all sides so that I can wrap it around. And the reason I put the glue side down is just so that it can stick in place. And again, the fabric won't move around on me when I'm trying to glue it all into place. You can iron this before. You can iron it after. I'm not going to iron it at all because I didn't iron this one and it turned out just fine. Maybe you can see a line right there, but nobody's ever going to notice. And so the next thing that I want to do is just trim the excess fabric away. And, ooh, this side. Okay, well, that's all right. My scissors are pretty dull. I don't know where whatever happened to my fabric scissors. I still haven't found them. It's a little nerve-wracking having kids and not knowing where your sharpest scissors are in the house. But I have a really good feeling that they're in my craft room and I am the one that lost them somewhere, because that's usually what happens. This scrap, these scraps, I'm just going to put in my scrap bin. Because I'm sure I'll find some kind of way to utilize that at some other point. Okie dokie then. Oh, hang on, I want to cut the selvage off because I don't need that much excess. So my neighbors have a Doberman, and it was a puppy. I mean, it's still a puppy. It's not even a year old yet. And cute as a button, but barks all the time. They were gone on a vacation, and they were gone for like over a month, and they're back now. And want to know how I know? Because the dog won't shut up and stop barking. All day, every morning, it wakes me up about 9 o'clock, and I'm like, you know what, dude? Like when I'm trying to sleep in. Obviously, I wake up earlier than that during the week, but yeah, I just, irritates me. Like, what's the point in having a dog if you're just going to lock it outside all the time, you know? Like, if it's not going to be part of your family, then just don't get one. That's what my opinion is. Some people do have, like, hunting dogs around here, and I do believe that they keep those dogs, like, outside and stuff like that, hound dogs and things like that. And obviously, like, if you're using them as a hunting dog, you're still taking care of them, because hound dogs are very, very expensive dogs, and you obviously love your hounds. Like, you know, most people do, I would hope. But I just don't see the point in having a dog if you can't love it and take care of it. So it drives me nuts. And they already had another dog. They already had another one that they don't take care of, and they're totally mean to. I've seen their kids like beating on it and stuff, and it's just sad. It's sad. I hate seeing it. I don't know what to do about it. But yeah, so the barking dog, that's my life right now. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. It's pretty loud, and it's clear on the other side of the street. Okay, so I'm just using Fabrifix glue here. I put the 4 corners down first, and I basically just tried to make a little square shape. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and start glue. I'm gonna put my glue down on my fabric, and I'm going to fold it over like this so we can get it glued. And this is the part where gluing on the other side came in handy, because it's not running around on me. It's not wanting to move all over the place while I try and glue it. Ugh. One day they left it outside, and it was like not even 20 degrees. It was like 12 degrees outside. And Dobermans have really short coats, and it was outside barking from 9 in the morning until almost 9 o'clock at night. All day long, they left it sitting outside in the cold, and I was so mad. I almost marched over there and grabbed that dog, but I can't get in their backyard, and I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was my place. I don't know. I felt bad for the thing. Like, should I buy it a sweater? But then it's a Doberman, so I'm like terrified to go in their backyard and give it a jacket because it'd probably try and kill me. Oh, but you know, whatever. Control the controllables, right? Controlling the controllables. And what I can control is this so awesome journal we're making. Just folding the sides. Now I did the top and bottom. I like to do opposite sides and then do the other opposite sides, if that makes any sense. All right. Oop, just going to keep going with it. Got some glue on my mat. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just put it on here. Why not? All right. You can see. Okay, good. I need to get this done before my phone dies. I didn't realize that I had low battery when I started. Whoops. Hopefully we don't run out of time. I don't think so, though. It should be okay. I did make this video once today earlier. I made the other one on video, and I had my mic so close to my mouth that it just sounded like I was screaming the whole time. And I was like, nope, not going to upload that and make people try and listen to that torturous sound. No way, not once, not never. All right, now I put my Fabrifix in a Sugar Belle bottle, Sugar Belle piping ice, like cake icing piping bottle. It's easier for me to squeeze it. This one is so freaking hard to squeeze, and this less glue comes out of this, so I get to use it longer. It lasts longer. And I keep it upside down in that little cup because then the glue is always ready to go, ready to rumble. Never waiting on the glue to try and get to the end of the bottle, you know? Oh, it takes forever. It drives me nuts. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, some people might have time for that, but not this guy. Nope. All right, so now we've got this. And that looks pretty cute to me. I like it. I mean, obviously you can see some of the folds in it. And honestly, I could just take an iron and go over it right now. Like, it's not going to hurt anything. But I'm going to not. I don't really mind. The next thing we do is we fold it in half. And okay, I'm going to use my bone folder. Just make sure that's nice and creased. And we got to decide, do we want this to be the front or this? Oh, definitely this one. Yep, I like this pink retro groovy flower right here. Okay, so now we've got the base construction. The next thing we want to do is put our book plates down, or whatever you want to call those. I picked out this paper, and yes, it is frozen paper. Yeah, dude. But it matches this groovy retro feel of fabric, so I thought, why not? Let's make it groovy, man. And the first thing that I did was I measured, and this is what I do. I put it about where I want it. I want about 1/4 of an inch around the edges, 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. And then I take my pencil, and where the crease is on where my spine's going to be, I do about 1/8 of an inch in, 1/8 to 1/4, somewhere in there. And on the bottom, same thing. And I just put a little mark there. Now I'm going to cut that out. Ew, glue all over my fingers. And I'm going to use this. Before I start cutting, though, I'm going to chop this off because it's in my way. Can't be having that now. All right. Now I'm going to take my marks that I made and I'm going to put it on a line where I can see. Okay, so there's my mark. I'm going to scoot this up. Oh gosh. And keeping the mark on this line right here. And then I'm going to line up the bottom here and the side. It's not right on the 1/4 inch mark, but it looks about equidistant from this next line, the 1/2 inch line in this block. So I'm gonna, oh wait a minute, hang on. I need to go over a bit. Slid. All right. Okay, lining up this side and this side. Now I'm gonna, oh geez. Oh. Watch me struggle. Let me show you how to struggle. Now, that doesn't look straight to me. Does that look straight to you guys? Maybe it's the lighting or something. I don't know. Is that the 10 inch? It really is. Okay, well, that's straight, and I guess I'm just crooked or something. Maybe it's just the way the glasses are sitting on my face. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna trust that this is straight and cut. Usually when I'm wearing my contacts, I can see better. I don't know why. I don't know if there's some kind of science behind it, but when I wear my glasses, I don't see as well as I do when I have my contacts in, which is weird, but that's how it is. Okay, so here's my next line. I'm going to line it up on the 8 inch line here and bringing it down just a bit so that I can make a square again. So Levi did get his hair cut today, and he just gave himself like a Harry from Dumb and Dumber haircut, straight across, bowl cut looking thing. Just, oh man, I was so upset. You gotta be kidding me, dude. What are you doing that for? No, don't do that. Okay, I'm just gonna use this side as a template because it's easier for me to see where I'm cutting. That's gonna have to work. Okay. And I'm just using this as a template. I'm not lining up on my mat. So it's about, I would say it's probably close to 6 o'clock right now, I think. I'm pretty sure. 5:36, probably 6, yeah. And my little boy is at his dad's house, so it's just me and my daughter here right now. And she doesn't want to hang out with me anyways, so, you know, I'll just go craft by myself then. But my husband should be getting home in a little while, hopefully. So yeah, there we go. Great. So we've got 2 pages here, and I'm just going to use my Crop-A-Dile corner chomper. Okay, I think that light, does it make it better or worse? I can't tell. I'm just going to leave it. All right. Come back down here. Why don't you see what I'm doing? All right, so Crop-A-Dile corner chomper from We Are Memory Keepers brand. I'm going to use this, the 1/4 inch side, and just round these little edges. It's not like the biggest, greatest, roundest edge ever, but it just is a little bit, and it does exactly what I want it to do. All right, now, let's see, this light. Maybe that'll be better. I don't know, I can't tell. scrap bin for these two because they're going to make cute pockets eventually, I think. Now that I've trimmed that down, I want to ink the edges before I glue it. So I'm going to use my black soot Distress Oxide, and I just re-inked this today so that my light. Anyway, I just re-inked it today so it is nice and pigmented. I'm just going to go around the edges. Watch me ink. Now watch me nay-nay. Sorry, guys. This is fun. Just inking. Yeah, this lighting is not good. I don't like it. I'm sure there's been worse on YouTube, but it's driving me a little bit crazy. Let's try this. No, that's not good. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and glue these down now that I've got the edges inked up, and I'm going to use my Fabrifix glue because I want there to be a good strong hold between this paper and this fabric. So I'm going to do that. And then it's also good for the paper to the magazine page too, because magazines are kind of like smooth, a smooth surface. They're not very porous, so they don't hold glue, but don't worry, Fabrifix won't let you down. Never's let me down before. Nope, not once, not never. Alrighty then. And just going for center here. Holding it down for just a second, letting that Fabrifix grab on tight. It grabs pretty quick, but I still like to give it a little bit of time to do its thing. Rest in peace, Anna. You will be missed. We'll know you're there, though. Me and these guys will know. Some things never change. Frozen 2 reference, in case you didn't know. If you're not a child like me and you haven't seen Frozen 2, go watch it. It's my favoriteest movie of all the movies, except for Beauty and the Beast stuff, like live action and animated. I like them both. So I just want to line this up here and down here just to make sure it looks good. All right, just smushing everything down. And then there we go. So next thing that I put on there was a cute little spine. I used some vintage lace, and I think I'm gonna just use that same stuff, so I don't have to think too much about it. Let me just grab it. And what I did was I started it on the inside, wrapped it around the outside, and then I'm going to trim it. I'm going to pull it to where it needs to be and trim it, but give it just about a half an inch, a quarter of an inch to half an inch-ish of overhang, so that I can just make sure that, yeah, we have extra just in case. And I want to glue on this side first because this is the outside. Everybody's going to see the outside. So I'm just going along the spine. I can feel it with my hand. And I'm going to just wiggle on the sides. And then I'm going to smush it down with my hand, with my finger, because I don't want it to bleed through my lace. I want my lace to stay pretty and not have spots or marks on it. Then I'll just put this down in the middle-ish and feeling to make sure that my spine is in the middle of this, because I want it to be equidistant on this side and this side of the spine. So when I fold it, I want it to look the same on both sides pretty much. And that's close enough for me. I'm not gonna freak over about 1/8 of an inch. Glue, so much glue. All right. Next step is wrapping it around. Go figure. And I just bring the glue down the middle, and I like to zigzag up the spine just a little bit on either side, like so, and then smush it down. Now we can go back and add more glue, but it's a little bit harder to take the glue away. So just be mindful of that when you're putting your glue down. You don't want to go too far out. If you're using Fabrifix though, and it gets a little, if it's still wet, for example, right here, there's a spot. If it's still wet, you can roll it off and it'll roll into a little, looks like a booger to me. And then you can roll it off. But if it dries, you'll just have a little shiny spot, so no big deal. And then I'm going to seal this spot down so it doesn't go anywhere. And boom, we have made a cover. We're done. We're finished with that part. We don't have to do anything else. If you'd like, you could go around the edges with a sewing machine and just sew it. But I think I'm gonna not do that on this one, because I want to keep it simple where anybody can do it. You know, you don't have to have all this fancy stuff to get it done. And just gotta clean my fingers off. I can't handle it. All right, now the spine of this isn't going to be very big, so I picked out like 10 or 12 pieces of paper here, and I'm just going to go through and fold them all in half. So if you want to hang out with me while I do that, cool, right on, let's do it. Now you could just grab the whole bundle and fold them all at once, but I don't want to do that. I don't like doing that. I just don't feel like I get as good of a fold as I do. So this is Edith Holden book page. That's some of her original artwork, and handwriting. Now I don't know what this printed stuff is. I probably should have read the book before I shredded the book, but I didn't. I just wanted to shred it. I wanted to get it done. All right. Nice good crease. And this paper that these Edith Holden books come on is really, it's got a good texture, and I love the color of it. I love the way that it's just faded and so pretty. This is Kool-Aid dyed paper. I took some purple Kool-Aid, grape flavored Kool-Aid. I put a stack about that big and let it soak in water, and then I dried it in the oven. And like the coolest designs come out of it every time. I don't know if you can see. I hope you can see and the lighting is okay. I'm always so stressed about, oh, not that. No. Better? Okay, well, figure it out later. I probably just need like another like overhead halo light above me, because coming from this way it casts shadows. I'm just gonna turn it off. Does that work okay? Is that too dark? It's too dark in here now. See? There's just no happy medium. So, yeah, we'll just deal with it, I guess. This is coffee dyed paper. I just used instant coffee and hot water. I put a stack about that big in there of just printer paper and let it soak it up. And And I think depending on what side you put it on on the drying. So I just put it right straight into my oven. I don't put it on a baking sheet, but you can also do it on a baking sheet, then you wouldn't get those lines. I like the lines. Either way is good though, I think. This is all from the same batch of coffee, same stack of paper, and it just turned out so, every page is so different and unique. I just love it. I love it. I like it a lot. This is some eco dyeing I did during the summer. I used some leaves out of my yard and some alcohol ink. I'm actually going to fold this one this way. And this is just tea dyed paper. You can tell because of the way that it is. Okie dokie then. So I saw a couple really pretty pages that I want to be like the center, that I would want the center to be. And here's one of them. So when they open the book to the middle, it'll be, yeah, this page. I'm folding it back on itself. So that's going to be my very middle piece. And then on the outside, I'm just going to use this one. Why not? And now randomly going to start building my signature. There we go. Now I put the bumps up on this other page. I'm going to put it down on this one because I'm a rebel. Just for kicks, yeah. All right. Now just knocking it straight. And I'm going to take my ruler. And I'm going to go right in the middle, just make sure that all of those folds are snug with each other. Like that. I did that earlier and my signature like flew apart. I was like, I'm glad that wasn't on camera. All right, and then I'm just folding it back on itself. That way the folds just kind of stay where I want them to be. Now, the next thing I like to do is take a paper clip. And I want to paper clip everything together. So I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile hole puncher, and I'm going to put this signature in my book right where I want it to be. And instead of doing a bunch of measuring and things like that, I'm going to just make sure I like where it sits in the book. And I am going to paper clip all of it together and use my punch to do the whole thing all at once. It'll go through it like butter. Okay, now I'm going to use a paper clip on this side too also. And make sure everything's lined up still. Grab my Crop-A-Dile 2 Big Mouth Bite. Rah, rah, rah. Okay, so this is super intimidating, but it's got this hole punch and it's got this hole punch, and this is the large one, and this is the small one, and I'm going to use the small one, okay? And I'm going to make a hole in the center. So I'm going to do a 5, I don't know what the tie is actually called, but there will be 5 holes. And going for the center-ish. About a 1/2 inch from the top-ish, about a 1/2 inch from the bottom-ish. Do you like my measuring skills-ish? Like, I ain't going for perfection here, okay? If you want to be perfect, you can measure it, though. There's nothing wrong with that. And then in the center of the middle and the bottom, and in the center of the middle and the top. Pretty simple, straightforward. And it just, I mean, it went through all of that like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. This thing is so awesome. Before I bought this, I used a bead reamer. So this is a bead reamer. You can also use an awl. They're a little bit cheaper. This bead reamer cost me $4, $3, and I used it on a great number of journals before I bought this and could afford it. So don't be afraid of not having things, because you can, I mean, you could use an ice pick. If your husband has an ice pick tool, you could use that. All right, now I'm just gonna use this cream colored cotton string, and we just need 3 of the spine lengths long. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to use a crochet needle. So this is, I got this as, it's a crochet needle. I like it because it's got the big, huge eye hole so I can see. And just threading it through and not pulling it all the way down. I just want enough so that it can grab the needle, but I only want this to be 1 string thick. I don't need it to be double string thick. Does that make sense? Sorry, the terminology. I don't know it exactly, but I think you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. All right, so down through the middle, you're gonna go up through the second hole. Okay, let's get, why don't you just watch this, okay? And we're gonna go up through the second hole, like so. We're gonna go, we're gonna leave a tail. We're gonna go down through this top hole, back up through the second hole, making sure we don't pierce our thread. That see, I pierced my thread. I said that, we made sure, and then I did it. So what happened is my needle went through my thread, and I don't want that. So I'm going to just back it up. Now I'm going to pull it through. All right, now that it's come up through the second hole, I'm going to go back down through the center. And I'm going to repeat the same process over on this side. So I'm going to go up through the second hole, down through the top or bottom, whatever, I don't know what it is. Okay, back up through the second hole again, making sure not to pierce my thread this time. Ow, stab. Okay, I didn't stab myself that hard. And then once you have your string like this, you'll want to just take your needle, put it under that first one there, and make sure, and then make sure that you're nice and tight. Everything's tight. Now we're going to tie it over, and then we're going to tie it under, which is this way, I think. And then just over, just the other way one more time, because I like to feel secure. All right. I'm just going to trim this. I always leave them a little long because I don't know what I'm going to do with them at the end. All right. Fold it. Training our spine. Okay, now see, I'm going to go ahead and address that right now. We're going to glue that down right now. And I'm going to put the glue down, and I'm going to squash it before I let the lace sit down so that it doesn't bleed through the lace. This side, how are you doing? Same thing. Secure attitude, bud. So, what are you guys doing? It's Friday night. I'm going to be sitting here making junk journals. What's up? I don't even have Levi, but I'm still going to hang out at home. This week was a little exhausting, I'm not going to lie. All right, so there you have it, guys. I mean, pretty simple, straightforward stuff. We created an entire journal in 39 minutes. We used fabric, a magazine, some old lace, and some dyed papers. And now we have a really cute, you could leave it like this and it could be a really cute writing journal, or you can decorate it up some, but you've got a soft cover and it's just a cute little, you could use it as a travel journal. You could use it for so many things, and you can decorate it up and do a lot more with it, but that is how you do a soft cover journal. So if you find value in my video, please like, subscribe to my channel, and share. I want to do like some kind of a giveaway once we get to like, I was thinking 100 subscribers, but we're almost to 100, like we're 2 or 3 away. So I was thinking maybe we should make it more challenging. Once we get to 150 subscribers, then I'll do a giveaway, and maybe I'll give away one of these or something like that, because that would just be awesome. So if you're interested in that, let me know what your thoughts are. I do appreciate the feedback on that. And yeah. We'll decide soon. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you want to find me, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy. Just look up the Podunk Paper File and you'll find me. Okay, thanks so much for watching again, guys. Bye. Have a great night, day, evening, wherever you're at. See ya.